Hello, welcome back to the Irons United YouTube channel, where we have lots of fun and games, talking about what the games that we've lost, we've won, we've drawn, played crap, and none more so than the recent defeat to Cardiff. But this is the Huddersfield preview, so we will get onto that at some point. As you can see, I'm joined by Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders. Tommy, how you doing this evening? You all right?
Oh, not too bad. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'm great, mate. I'm great. Thanks very much. This arrived today, actually, so I'm just wearing it in. That's all.
Is it like a throwback to going back in time to West Ham's better days?
Yeah. This is like 1927 West Ham. This is beautiful.
Brilliant. Right, as you can see, we are live tonight, so please get your comments in, get all your reactions in, any questions, any comments. How you feeling about the weekend, about the game coming up and all sorts of stuff. So I am hosting tonight because Anton hadn't bothered, basically. So I thought I'd take the reins. And I haven't got that much, to say on the subject because I'm only a West Ham fan at that point. But briefly, obviously we did lose the game at the weekend, a very important game. The game I think we all thought were very confident about. So what was your take on the old Cardiff massacre, Thomas?
Well, again, you pretty much said it. You know, we should have won that quite easily, but our performance just let us down completely. It was, I said in one of my videos, it's that we had too many players once again just not performing. And, we're okay passing around the back and into midfield. And sometimes it looks quite nice, but it's that final third where we struggle. We just can't score. We can't score from open play. And creating opportunities is just, it was pretty poor. And they came at us right from the first whistle, and that's it. We were under pressure the whole game, and they deserved to win. You got to, hats off to them because they deserved it.
Yeah, that very large, very old-fashioned hat. Off to,
I've just caught myself in it. I look a bit like Norman Wisdom. All right, Mr. Grimsdale.
I'm a bit young for that memory.
I was just about to say you're probably a bit young. Our elder listeners will actually know who that is. Right, there you go.
Yeah, no, that's right. I'll give you that one. Obviously, there's some will know what you're going about. But right, obviously tonight is the Huddersfield preview, so let's get on to them. And you've got some stats, Mr. Shelby. On,
do you know what?
What's good? What's bad with them?
Huddersfield haven't really won or performed since the Jurassic era. They've basically been piss poor, and that's why they're right at the bottom of the league. Now, obviously, we played 30 games. They've won 3, drawn 5, and lost 22, would you believe? They've only scored 15 goals, so obviously they can't score either. But they've let in 53, so they've got a goal deficit of 38, whereas we've won 11, drawn 6, lost 13, scored 37, but we've let in 43 as well. So we're kind of even Stevens there with a -6 goal difference. But it's one of those things. We're expecting to beat them, aren't we? And they're going to come to London Stadium, and I bet you they're going to put up a good fight and make it really difficult for us.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's the lucky thing about not using your phone to do these videos, because I'd have had to memorise all those stats, but you've got them written down for you. But they make for good reading for for if we want to give them a game and try and get a result out of it. But unfortunately, we all know that it's got 1-0 Huddersfield written all over it.
Yeah.
What do you think of Huddersfield's chances this season of staying up? Do you think they're destined for the drop? And
Yeah, absolutely.
Same thing as Fulham then.
I can't think, because it's not so much again about how they're performing or if they get narrow defeats. It's just that they're not scoring. Full stop. Interestingly, their last win in the league was.
Oh, don't say this. Don't say this.
Well, they did. The last win in the league was on the 26th of February, and they beat Wolves. Right, so Wolves are better than us. And they've proven that all season. They're a good side, Wolves. And they beat them 1-0. Okay, so hats off to Huddersfield. But actually, they also beat them in November, on the 25th of November, and they beat them 2-0. So they've done the double over Wolves this season. And that's pretty much their only wins of the season, near enough. I can't remember who the others seem. And they, in amongst that, they've got a draw against Cardiff, a 0-0 draw, who just beat us. And back in November, when we played them, it was a 1-1 draw as well. So it's one of those things, isn't it? They're going to come down to us, and all of a sudden, they're going to put on a good performance. I actually just looked at their website right now for their team news, and their managers, just had 4 hours ago, just had a press conference. And he's saying they've got so many injuries, and they're almost having to put out their second team just to come and face us. But they've still got a couple of their danger men, which is debatable whether they're dangerous at all. But look, they're going to be a physical side. They're going to be an energetic side, and they've got something that we won't have, and that is desperation. Be desperate to try and get a result, and I just don't think, dare I say it, that we're desperate enough for a win. Because what we're fighting for, I mean, are we going to make Europe? I don't think so. I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, no, I don't think we deserve it, really. I mean, I know obviously these things don't come down to it to deserve them. That's football. You either get it or you don't.
Yeah.
But everything you've just read out there kind of lists that Huddersfield are doomed. But
yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But I would honestly not be surprised if, while their manager's being interviewed, if the reporter has gone, but you've got West Ham on Saturday, and he gave a wry smile going, yeah, we have actually, saying that. And you saying that they're energetic and they're physical just makes me go, well, this is going to be one of those games, isn't it? I mean, we just come off, the Cardiff game. It seems like the players. Would you say that our players that they're on their holidays, that they're thinking, well, we're mid-table, we're not in a relegation battle like we normally are. The chance of us getting seventh means we probably have to push and try and fight for every point we can get. But then, I mean, look, you're a West Ham player. In your head, are you thinking, I really want seventh? Or are you thinking, yeah, we can wait till next year, push for Europe?
I think a lot of the players that we've got are not happy behind the scenes. And I think behind the scene there is something going on, whether it's the Arnautovic thing, whether they don't really like Hernandez being in the squad or whatever. But I think we're in this transition season under Pellegrini. We can see the direction he wants to take the club and, the way he wants to play. I just don't think we've got the players in the squad right now to do what he wants them to do. So I think there's a lot of, and that leads to inconsistency. So you get just too many players just off form. So one game they can be brilliant, let's say against Newcastle, which I thought they were fantastic. Yeah. And the next game they're absolutely crap. And so I think that's why we've got too many players who just switch off. It's hard to say whether they're on the holidays already, but it's almost like they're not settled themselves. They're not really happy with the way things are going, and it's almost like they are waiting for the season to run out and start again next season.
Yeah, well, this is a very, very good point. I mean, it's funny because I look back to last season. And I remember when we were, there was a lot of the unrest going on with the board and everything else like that, and it was majors. And the team actually seemed to perform better in away games because we were about the pressure of the London Stadium, the fans. It was like a cauldron of heat and hatred and whatever. Yeah. And this season, it seems to be the total opposite. When we go to the London Stadium, the atmosphere seems better. The players seem to play a bit more a free-flowing football. The away team seem to try and counter-attack us all the time. There isn't that constant pressure that there was last season. And obviously we've had runs this season, mainly in December, and then a recent run where we didn't sort of lose. We were unlucky to lose against Man City a few weeks back. Yeah. But do you think it's sort of, obviously you just said it there, the transitional period, but do you think it's kind of like this season that we're getting used to the London Stadium now? We're starting to find our feet, and we're going to away games where there's a bit more pressure being applied by, say, the home team going, well, this is West Ham. They're not in a relegation battle, and now we're playing this sort of, let's put it, we're trying to play pretty, but in a way from home that's maybe not the best way to go about it. So we're taking our home form and trying to take that into the away game, if I'm making sense. But we should maybe kind of try and set up for away games a bit more, if you know what I mean. This is frozen, I think. You still there, Alf? I'm not sure if we're live or not. This is when live goes wrong. If anyone's still watching, I apologise because I can't get off this now.